Welcome to Reddit all. What have you learned with your time on Reddit? If you aren't one of the first comments in a rapidly growing thread, you could put the COVID-19 cure in there and no one would see it. Sort by rising. Edit, on iOS, on the official app, in the home feed, aka. Subscribed subs, I can sort by rising. Also how I got this comment so highly upvoted BTW. Pretty much. I sort by rising before going to bed, put a few comments. When I wake up I get to respond to the replies. Pretty sweet. An wrong misleading comment can get thousands of upvotes and stay in top even after it was proven wrong with facts. The upvote system was a mistake. Sorting by the number of replies is the way to go. Why don't we have that? Edit, excluding nice, F, cat, etc. Comments of course. Because trolls that incite a lot of responses, or trigger comments, would rise to the top every time. Look at YouTube's trash comment system. Carbon monoxide poisoning is no joke. You keep finding sticky notes inside your house too? I appreciate this reference. What does this reference? Can't remember exactly, but I think a Redditor was afraid that someone was secretly living in his home because he kept seeing sticky notes he didn't remember putting up, and so he asked on Reddit. Turns out, because carbon monoxide poisoning causes memory loss, he was forgetting ever putting the notes up. Thanks to Reddit he was made aware of the possibility since the gas is odorless and got it sorted. I'm probably off on the story, but it's somewhere along those lines. Feel free to correct me. Edit, typo. My favorite part of that story was that they set up a webcam to catch whoever was doing it, but then believed that the other person had erased what their webcam had recorded. After getting the CO sorted they realized they had never properly set up their webcam. They just put one on a shelf and made a folder on their desktop called webcam. That my family is amazing and I'm very lucky to have them. Like never before, I'm super grateful for my parents and my in-laws. Your families are nuts. First positive one I have read in this thread. Given how much time we all spend on here, we can't be critical of it. Good on you seeing the positives. That you can't post an unpopular opinion on our unpopular opinion because it is for popular opinions. People upvote things they agree with most of the time. Same goes for Amethyst Hole. The logical posts get upvoted while the actual assholes are downvoted. That subreddit is probably the most perfect for sorting by controversial. People are really defensive over small things on Reddit. I once commented a story about how I accidentally stabbed myself in the leg with an X-Acto knife and had to drive myself to the hospital to get stitches. In retrospect I probably should have called an ambulance, but it all worked out, and this guy kept arguing with me about how I must have been making it up because why would I need to get stitches for that? I'm like, well my dude, I couldn't get it to stop bleeding, and I had a pool of blood on my living room carpet, and when I went to the ER they had to do stitches inside the cut and on top. So I don't know what to tell you. He was very angry and adamant that this couldn't have happened the way I told it. It was such a bizarre thing for him to be pushing back on me about. Sometimes folks get so stuck into the Arthathapin mindset of everyone is a fucking attention whore lying bastard that they can't really fathom somebody actually having a thing happen to them. That Reddit is not at all representative of the greater population. It doesn't accurately reflect the world's population in either opinions, class or racial makeup, or age. Considering Reddit commenters make up only 1% of Reddit users overall, it's a very not representative sample of even Reddit itself. Do not share your opinion if it's unpopular. It's not just that either. You can't be like, orange is my favorite color. Because then someone will be like, so you're saying that every other color sucks? But then you have to be like, that's not what I said. There are a lot of people on here who turn shit around or assume you mean one thing because you didn't specifically say that you didn't mean that one thing. It makes it really hard to have a legitimate debate discussion when everyone assumes they know what you are trying to say and you spend more time trying to defend what you didn't say. I don't know if that makes sense. Some people enjoy being unpleasant and rude, and thrive off of conflict and putting others down. Like, you can disagree with someone or introduce a different pod without insulting someone. Common courtesy shouldn't disappear just because you're behind a screen. Somebody called me mentally ill for having a specific opinion on something in the Halo franchise. He was really mean right out the gate, didn't even try to explain his opinions or anything, just straight up vitriol. It's never worth it to interact with these kind of people. Just like in the outside world, there will be good people and there will be bad people. Choose your interactions with the right group, and you will enjoy your time. I learned there are a lot of people out there that I thought didn't actually exist, because how could they? Nobody thinks like that, right? That very much exist. Pick your battles. Many battles aren't worth fighting, with your wife, who's otherwise great, with your boss, who knows something is stupid but has to do what he's told, with a cranky toddler who only wants to wear purple today. Conversely, don't be a doormat. Some battles are worth fighting. Some battles are worth fighting even if you think you'll lose. Try to find your own principles, and let them guide your judgment. That circumcision and tipping in restaurants will get everyone's Jimmy's rustlered faster than I've ever seen Jimmy's rustlered in my life. Don't speak your opinion on a touchy subject unless you don't mind getting downvoted. There's a lot of real humans here, many of whom have the same struggles, hopes, and fears as me. Even more are willing to help, if you ask. The internet can sometimes be kind. Agree 100%. I came to say the same thing, but I couldn't have said it better myself. Reddit is surprisingly good people. This might be opposite of the direction of what many will post, but that words matter. I started during grad school posting comments that started with astronomer here. When I had something astronomical to say, just to share cool facts I thought others might be interested in too. And it turns out others were. I've given out career advice to many about various STEM fields, but astronomy in particular, and now run into students sometimes at conferences or starting grad school who tell me those comments are what got them hooked onto pursuing a career in science. I'm so touched. Every time, the random little posts I dropped off while waiting for my code to run can have such a huge effect on the lives of others. And makes me happy to know that even if I don't have much lasting impact in my own career, I've started a few others inadvertently, and it's got to count for something. And thank you for your watching.